Amigos! Feliz Cinco de Mayo. That's right, Fizz Nation, today is Cinco de Mayo. So thanks once again for stopping by and including us in your festivities. And real quick before we get started, I just want to take a second to say thank you so much for making our Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut review one of our most successful videos on the channel this year. Card is above my head in case you missed it. And in the vein of Dr. Pepper related things, this week we're back with a review for another product from Dublin Bottling Works in Dublin, Texas. You may remember if you saw our Dublin 1891 Red Cola review, card above my head, that Dublin Bottling Works was the very first company in America to bottle and sell Dr. Pepper. And they sold their version of Dr. Pepper all the way up until 2012 when it was discontinued. But the company does still exist to this day. They manufacture and sell their own line of craft sodas made with pure cane sugar, which if you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you know that I prefer that as a method of sweetening a soft drink. Now, real quick, I want to give a shout out to friend of the channel, Jesse D, for hooking us up with the flavor that we're going to be trying today. See, I originally had a different video planned for this week. You guys are going to go ahead and get that next week now, because not long after our Dr. Pepper Creamy Coconut review went live, this guy reaches out to me on social media, says he's a fan of the channel, and he's aware of some other flavors that I might be interested in trying out, regardless of whether or not I made a review for them. Turns out this guy has a business relationship with the company, and he was able to pull a couple of strings. And lo and behold, just a few days later, a whole variety pack from Dublin Bottling Works shows up at my doorstep. So again, a huge shout out to Jesse for this. Thank you so much. This is very generous of you. Obviously, we're probably not going to be able to make an individual review for every single one of these flavors, partially because I've tried a lot of these already, but there are a few that I've never seen before, and you will definitely see them on this channel. And there's a few other flavors that will definitely make it into some future episodes of Physicality. So make sure to get subscribed for that. But Fizz Nation, that's enough of that. Let's go ahead and get right into the content that you guys are here to see. So let's go ahead and get right into this week's flavor. This is Dublin Cherry Limeade. I figured this might actually make a better review for Cinco de Mayo than the other flavor that I was going to do this week. Now, as previously mentioned, all of the flavors that come out of Dublin Bottling Works are sweetened with pure cane sugar. So I can already tell this is going to be pretty refreshing. So what do you say we just go ahead and get right into it? Time to go ahead and pop the top and give it the old sniff test. Now, as always, every time we see one of these metal tops, we always have to ask the question, will it twist off easy or are we going to have to pry it? So let's go ahead and try and twist it. There we go. Twist right off. All right, let's go ahead and give it the sniff test. Oh, wow. Okay, so the first thing that hits me is sort of like a citrus note, which I'm going to go ahead and assume is the lime flavor in the mix. And a second sniff definitely seems to confirm a presence of lime flavor. And then just right underneath of that, there is sort of like a sweet fruity presence, which I'm gonna go ahead and chalk up to the cherry flavor of the mix. Definitely smells very pleasant, definitely smells like it's properly sweetened. It's kind of festive, actually. But as we know, the sniff test is only gonna get us so far, so without any further ado, let's go ahead and grab our trusty glass with ice and give it the old pour. And let's take a look at what's next here. All right, let's get a good look. Right off the bat, we see that we've got ourselves a nice kind of light magenta color here. Good, healthy carbonation. You can see right through it. Get a load of that bubbly. All right, it looks good, it smells good, but how's it going to taste? Only one way to find out. Here's to you, Fizz Nation. Okay, so we're once again in an interesting situation where the sniff test and the taste test kind of reverse a little bit. Like the first thing I'm tasting out the gate is more of the cherry note of the mix. But then you've got sort of that acidity from the citrus just kind of directly underneath of it. The flavor combination is very festive, it's very pleasant. It's definitely a nice porch sitting flavor, and there's a really nice balance of sweet and tart flavor in this. And I'm gonna go ahead and say that the sweetness is definitely from the pure cane sugar, while I'm thinking that the tartness comes from both the cherry and the lime flavors. If you've ever eaten either of those fruits, you know that they have their own level of tartness in them. And I would say that Dublin has struck a really good balance between the sweetness and the tartness here. I'm really glad I got more than one of these. Okay, so what do I think of Dublin Cherry Limeade? This is gonna be a real easy one for me, and no, it's not because they were sent to me, but this may honestly be one of the best cherry limeade sodas I've ever had, at least as far as a craft soda is concerned. No flavor in this mix overpowers anything else. Everything just feels really balanced and intentional. And I respect that level of care in the flavor engineering of this entire mix. I think that kind of thing really matters. matters. Because if the flavor doesn't have the right amount of balance between all the flavors that are associated with it, to me it kind of comes off as not very well thought through. So again, I am not doing this because this was a gift. I'm doing this because I genuinely appreciate the work put into these flavors. I'm gonna go ahead and give Dublin Cherry Limeade 5 out of 5 sips. From everything that I've experienced from Dublin Bottling Works, these guys are doing craft soda right, and I appreciate that. If you have not got to try any of their products before, I highly recommend visiting their website. You can order directly from them and see what I'm talking about. All right, Fizz Nation, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me this week. Thank you so much for stopping by again. And once again, Jesse, thank you for hooking us up with all these awesome flavors. It's very generous of you, it's humbling for us. If you enjoyed this video, please let the algorithm know so by hitting that like button. It really helps us out a lot. And if you want to see more videos just like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss any notifications for future videos. But in the meantime, and in between time, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and finish this up. You guys have an awesome week, and we will see you next time.